What's up, guys? Today we are talking all about marketing. Marketing from the beginning, marketing from the end, marketing in the middle. You kind of know the drill. So, my name is Rick Ginn. I've been wholesaling 22 years. And actually, my favorite thing to do is marketing. So, I want to kind of do a complete wholesale marketing guide today and run you through this. Now, don't worry if you haven't even done any marketing or you're still considering is wholesaling the right fit? You're in the right place. You're in the perfect place. What I want you to do, the first thing I need you to do is go over to freewholesaling.com. This is a course me and my son have created. I hate the word course because you guys are used to being told every course has a monetary expense. Here's the good news is the course is free and the course is going on approaching 5 years now. It is the most successful, the most used wholesaling course because honestly, it's got the most experience behind it. So there's about 30 years combined experience. And here's the really cool part. We wholesale today in the state we started doing it a long time ago, back in 2003. And we do this all over the country through our virtual deals. And one of our biggest sources too is we JV with all you guys. So a combination of that makes us very deadly wholesalers. So we know what goes on in your markets. We know what you need to do. And most importantly, we are here to talk about marketing. So let's jump into it. Now, if you have a question, do me a favor, just drop a question in here. I'll do my best to answer it. And then what I'll also do, we'll have some time and I will put up a link here if you want to hop on and you want to do a mastermind. If you want to talk about marketing, I would love to. If you want to talk about anything wholesaling, or maybe just got a question for Rick. So we're a little bit informal on this channel. We have a good time because I love connecting with you guys and the way social media is today. I think this is absolutely wonderful that we can connect and you don't have to get in a car. You don't have to get on a plane to come and see me. And let's go. So what's up, guys? So let me jump into it and then we'll take some questions on it. Put your questions in here. Also, let me know what market you're in, what kind of deals you're looking for, or if you need some help. Let's do it. So freewholesaling.com. Now, let's jump into this. Now, number one, I'm here to tell you, I'm going to put a disclaimer up on the screen. I live and die by this thing. There's a lot of people in this industry who thinks you can just skip marketing. Just don't worry about marketing. Now, I will tell you, I already told you, marketing is the highest skill set you can learn in all of wholesaling. It is the reason I am sitting in front of you right now because I've learned how to market and I market really well all over the country. Now, how did I learn this skill set? I was not born with it. Honestly, I had no idea how to do it till I learned wholesaling. Once I learned how to penetrate and find my motivated sellers of people with off-market properties, direct to seller that need to sell, I got really good at marketing. I knew exactly what I was looking for. And most people start out in wholesaling. I'm going to tell you right now, they don't know what they're looking for. What is your avatar? Because if you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you're never going to find it. It's like going to your friend's house, but you don't have the address. Now, unless you got ESP, you're going to need help and you need guidance with it. So this is the difference with marketing. So if you understand marketing, number one, anyone who tries to tell you to skip it or outsource it or never deal with it means they're most likely not wholesaling or they're probably not very good at it. See, the problem is if you always outsource your marketing, at some point, you're going to get in big trouble because you are not in control. He or she that derives the most motivated seller leads wins. Now, can you buy these leads? Absolutely. Here's the problem. There's thousands of people that want to sell it to you. There's only a few good viable sources. And I'm here to tell you, it's extremely, extremely tricky game. It is not for the new wholesaler game. And guys, they will take your money like taking candy from a baby. How do I know this? God knows they've taken enough of mine. And I'm here to tell you is we'll talk about it and go in more detail. But I want you to understand if wholesaling is the number one skill set, I'm going to put this disclaimer on the board right here. Outsourcing your marketing is like outsourcing eating. Yeah. Just go ahead and tell your dad, tell your wife, your girlfriend, can you just eat for me? Because that's what you do when you do that. Now, they'll eat it. They'll tell you how it tastes. But at some point, your business is going to die and suffer. Period. And this is especially true if you do outsource marketing and you've never done it before. Perfect example. The biggest tendency for new wholesalers is I don't want to make cold calls. Hell, I don't blame you. I hate cold calls. I don't even hide it from anyone. But the reality is, cold calls need to be done, and you got to learn how to get through them and how to survive them and how to be efficient and the right words to say. And most importantly, have the right list. So, how are you going to teach somebody how to do this? Oh, no, no, wait, Rick. This girl called me, says she does outsource marketing for all wholesalers and she's got a ton of experience. She'd be happy to help me out. Yeah. Have fun with that. They're just going to take your money and then in a month or two, you're going to fire them. Why? Number one, you don't know how to do it. You have not grasped the concept. So number two, how are you going to train someone? How do you know how many phone calls you're supposed to make? What's the connection rate? How do I evaluate the KPIs? You don't know. And I'm just telling you, you've got to get deals under your belt before you outsource it to other people. This goes with any marketing channel you do, direct mail, cold calling, texting, everything. You can't outsource it if you don't understand it. Most people that outsource cold calling from the beginning, it's usually because some sort of influencer or social media type of person says, hey, listen, we've got a program for you, and it's all one and done for you. Now, I've fallen for this for 100 times. There's no such thing as a one and done program in wholesaling. It just means they've identified a problem and they got really good at marketing. Why? Because they were probably a wholesaler, probably a former wholesaler, and they know how to present a solution to a problem. But the problem is they can't actually fix it because it's BS. Guys, listen to me. If I thought outsourcing cold calling, I would be giving you everybody the link to go there right now. Never found it. I've had some short-term success, but the only ones that work are the employees I've groomed and gone through the painstaking time to do it. How long? 6, 12, 18 months is what it takes. It's very hard to keep people cold calling. It is not a fun, desirable job. There are a few select people, and if you find them, God knows, embrace them. But does everybody understand this? If you outmarket your wholesaling, it's like outsourcing eating your own food. You are not going to survive in wholesaling doing it. Why? I don't know. I've been in this business 22 years. I watch them all the time. And everyone says, hey, I found a technique where I don't have to send mail anymore. I don't have to knock on doors. I don't have to cold call. I don't have to text. I just pay this company and they deliver leads to my inbox. It's so amazing. Let me know how that works out in the long run. I already know the answer to it. You've got to be careful with this. It is a disaster waiting to happen. And the more you understand, the more you know this, the easier it is to understand why you have to do stuff yourself first. Remember, guys, we have to do the hard work up front to get to the easy results. You can't do it the other way around. In fact, I'm here to tell you, if you are presented a super easy solution to anything, especially marketing, it just means, number one, someone's going to take your money. You're going to feel all good about it because you think you solved the problem. And then you're going to get spun for the next 3 months. And you're not going to get the results you desire, and you're going to have to come back to the fundamentals of wholesaling. Welcome to wholesaling. I'm doing this live stream to help you understand how this works. So if we understand we should not be outsourced to marketing, especially in the beginning, you can do it as you get experience and you understand how to work with sellers, how to get deals closed, and the entire operations of wholesaling. So why would you? It's like being it's like being a marathon runner and outsourcing the running. That's what I'm basically telling you. If you outsource the running, you are never going to get better and you're never going to be an elite marathon runner. Same thing in wholesaling. You outsource your marketing, you got a couple problems. Number one, you're completely dependent on a third party for the most important part of your business. Number two, they are typically going to charge you what they call market rates. What is the going rate for a pay-per-click word or like a per lead? Here's the problem. You are paying retail for it. And based on how many people inquire and how many people call on a credit card is how you're going to pay them. Does that sound like a winning formula to you? Listen, if I paid $500 a lead and they were lined up in my inbox, I would buy them right now. Here's the problem. I've bought them. I've bought 20, 30, 40. You do get deals from it, but they are far and few between. So the problem is, say I spend $15,000 to get 1 or 2 deals. and say I only make 20,000. That's it. They go, well, it's a $5,000 spread. You won't win with those numbers. And that's the problem with a lot of pay per lead and pay per click is you're paying market rate for them, and market is driven by the amount of people that attack the leads. And we both agree they're getting more and more pressure because every influencer, everybody with an affiliate marketing account promotes it. And keep in mind, the people promoting it, they get it for free. So they'll sit there and smoke through leads all day. How many leads does it take to close those deals? Depends on your experience level, depends on the market you're in, and there's so many variables. But at an average of $350 to $500 a lead, you do the math. From what I see, the average is 15 to 25 leads. Now you do some math on that. Even at 300, let's do the math on that. 300 times 15, that's 4,500. And honestly, that means you're paying close to $5,000 if you're experienced to even have a shot at getting one deal. I don't know about you, but those numbers keep going up. When I first saw pay per lead, $30 to $35, that got ran up quickly. 100, we were fine. 150, you're fine. 200, getting nervous. 300, you're nuts. 350, you're crazy. 400 and 500, I don't even know why anybody does it, because most of these leads are not, they just want to sell the house. It's just a house with a problem that they could not sell with a realtor. And that's usually why you wind up getting them. Are there deals in there? Yeah, there's deals. I'm the first to admit it. I just don't think the numbers work out. So the problem is if I consistently do it for 1 year, how many deals do I have to, how many leads do I have to get? What's my monthly cost? Nobody rarely ever wants to share those numbers. And the problem is if I get it from, say, an influencer or someone like that, if they get the leads for free, what do they care? They don't have the stress you and me would have doing it. And for that reason, that's why I don't want to, that wouldn't make sense. So we have to understand there's two phases to wholesale marketing, always two phases. This will never, ever change. And you have to understand this. I'm going to make this the simplest because I could get as complicated as I want with this live stream, but we have to break it down in simplicity. So two phases. So the first phase I call 0 to 5. Because you guys starting wholesaling, you have no deals, you have no leads, and you're starting from scratch. And most of you are super excited. You've seen a lot of stuff on the internet about wholesaling. Hopefully you ran into me and Zach and you decided to dive into this venture. Go to freewholesaling.com. We'll take care of you there. Now we are in. What do we need to do? This is simple. You're starting at 0. Your goal is to get to 5 deals. Everybody, I can't be any clearer on this. Now, the strategy to go from 0 to 5 deals is going to be different than when we do deal number 6. And I'm going to show you why. Why? Number one, I eat, live, and breathe this. Number two, most of you guys that I work with, I share the strategy with you. So if you're in the 0 to 5 phase, which I know a lot of you are, I want you to understand this. The reason you're in the 0 to 5 stage is either you're a new wholesaler or you're struggling. Now, you could be established wholesaler that lost your way because somebody taught you like some ridiculous MLS wholesaling thing, which is, in my opinion, an oxymoron. And maybe someone taught you to speak to real estate agents all day, and you've spoke to 10,000 agents and you haven't got a deal. All I can do is like, I told you so. Are there deals in there? Yeah, but you have to walk the talk. And honestly, real estate agents like to talk to other real estate agents. So you notice the people that are licensed typically are going to promote that. It is what it is. Don't worry. You're wasting your time if you do that. If you've done that, it's okay. You were just given bad information. You see, if I go through 5,000 MLS listings and maybe I get one, and I spend an entire month digging, and I got a real estate license and I had to put up earnest money and do everything by the book, not wholesaling, guys. Sorry. Nobody ever started a wholesaling like that. It's people that wanted you to be realtors and sell you the cure to it that you want to avoid. So most of you in this phase, number one, you have lack of capital, just lack of money. That's how I started out, how Zach started out. It's how most of you are starting out now. And I understand that completely. In fact, the more you understand that, the easier it is. Number two, the other thing is you lack is experience. Well, that's kind of a given. But we have to address the elephant in the room. So, Rick, how do I address lack of experience with lack of capital when I start out in marketing and wholesaling? Well, I'm here to tell you, if you see anyone outside of me and Zach, they're all going to tell you you have to take a different route. You have to go get a real estate license. You have to do pay per click, pay per lead. You're not allowed to call people. You're not allowed to text people. And you know what? They are right. If you go get your real estate license, you have to adhere to realtor rules. So we are a wholesaling channel, and that's all we teach. Why on earth would I tell you to go to get a real estate license? There are some markets that are required that it's hard to get around, but for the most part, if you don't have a real estate license, you can do wholesaling. Now, remember, our job is to solve sellers' problems. Getting a real estate license will not solve a seller's problem. And in my opinion, it puts you in a major quandary. Are you representing as a real estate agent or are you representing as a wholesaler? And you guys try to go either way, which is noble. It's cute, actually. But I'm just telling you, you're going to create more of a liability by doing that because at any time that seller can turn on you, go, Rick came to me as a licensed real estate agent. Why? Because I have to disclose that up front. So you're telling me I have to get another form to disclose to them that I'm not going to be your real estate agent, even though I disclosed I'm a real estate agent, but now I'm going to be a wholesaler. Now, good luck with that one. Go fight that one in court. Once you're a real estate agent, I don't care what you say, you are always going to be defaulted and held to realtor guidelines. If you don't believe me, wait till you get called in by the real estate commission or you get a complaint filed against you. It's not if, it's when. So a good story is my buddy decided he was in the market. They're giving me such a hard time about my real estate license. He goes, I'm just going to get it to be safe. I go, I think you're making a huge mistake. Bottom line, got his license in 1 year. He got 9 complaints. Complaints were from title companies and other realtors exclusively. And guess what? He got fined 5 out of the 9, and he's on double secret probation. And now he's in the process of unwinding his real estate license. Yeah. Remember, he got his license to protect him, and it wound up screwing him over. So, by the way, your assignments are 100% subject to the real estate commission. So if they don't feel you represented as a realtor and there's a complaint, they can take your assignment away, and there's nothing you can do about it. So just keep that in mind. So if we have those things, there's 2 things that are required. 2 things, ready? 2 things. If you're in the 0 to 5 stage and you're all in to go in the market, there's 2 things you have to do. Number 1, you need quantity. I can't stress this enough. This is where most of you guys miss. I go, I'm going to get like 200 leads. No, not 200, man. Like, listen, I'm not the giant Grant Cardone fan, but I got no issues with him. He says it best. And if you don't understand it, go get his book 10X. It's actually a very good book. It's very eye-opening. Whatever you think, you got to go 10 times harder. You see, most of you guys are just pushing the limit of what the average person can do. If you want to be average, don't be a wholesaler. Go be a realtor, do something else. You know, a failed wholesaler winds up being a licensed real estate agent. That's just my opinion. Don't get me wrong. There are good people that have license that are wholesalers. I'm not putting everybody in a bag, but I'm just saying it makes no sense to get a real estate license as an established wholesaler. Like, honestly, you just tie your hands. You have to disclose it to everybody. Like right now, if I was a real estate agent, I believe that anyone who teaches wholesaling that is a licensed real estate agent, they have to start out every live stream disclosing that they have the license and the capability as a licensed realtor. If not, anything they say can be liable and subject to a real estate commission. Guys, think about this. Everything you say about real estate is subject to licensing. So 10X, why? You just need a lot of opportunities because let's face it, we're going to screw up in the beginning. So if you need 200, 2,000, 500, 5,000, 1,000, 10,000, if you do that, you will have so many opportunities. It's kind of hard to screw this up. But if you're just going to take like 20 or 30 leads and think you're going to hit out of the park with wholesaling, you are sadly mistaken. You are going to get crushed. So quantity is everything in the beginning. How did I get quantity? We're going to get into the quantity. You have to have quantity. You're going to have to push these numbers. There is no way around it. Does everybody understand that? Okay. Let me check the questions as we're going here. Um, um, uh, so Jesse, this is a real law, but it's been in effect. I think it's approaching 5 years. Not one violation. Gee, I wonder why. And by the way, people are wholesaling like crazy here. Now, I'm not promoting you to do something that's going to put you at risk. I don't want anyone to be chased around by an attorney general or anything like that. But like, don't you think after 5 years they would be nailing someone by now? So the problem is this state laws massively interfere with federal law. And based on our current administration, I think you'd have a tough time challenging this one. But I don't want anybody to get in trouble. You got to do what's most comfortable for you. Are there workarounds? Double closings, all sorts of things. Illinois is one of the weird ones, but there is not one case law against anyone in wholesaling that's gotten hit. Same thing as South Carolina. They said this is the law that ends all of it. They had to come back and they had to repronunciate the law. And on the very bottom, they said wholesaling is 100% legal, meaning the assignment of wholesales. Sorry about that. So I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I think everybody, I don't care what phase you are in wholesaling, we all disagree with these laws. The question is, number one, ask yourself, did I read the law? And number two, is it like vanilla words around marketing? If it is, you can go forward. Illinois is the one exception that you might have to do it. But even then, I would try to pair up with someone to cover your butt to find a way to work around. There's always a work way. There's always a work way. Can I really get? So Ryan asked this, and I'm going to get back to our presentation here is, hey, Rick, I was wondering, can I really get deals from cold calling by myself? 100% yes. Otherwise, I would never, ever present it to you. Isn't everyone calling these same government or best leads? Here's like, Ryan, you got to understand the level of effort in wholesaling is I'm going to try this. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to quit. Most people come in wholesaling, they don't have the right mindset for it. That's why you have a 95% failure ratio. And I just want you to understand that it's like you guys are competing with below average, like to me, average, if not below average people. So if you've determined, well, there's so many other people calling the list. I mean, honestly, what percentage of the population actually calls on any type of X leads list or anything like that? Probably less than 0.5%. So like you're trying to take a couple thousand people and you're trying to make them bigger than they are. Honestly, like you can't go into cold calling with that mindset. You think, how many people can I get in touch with at the maximum efficiency? And cold calling is always going to be it. If you use a multi-dollar, that's a whole nother thing. So quantity, guys, 10x. Whatever you're thinking, multiply it by 10. I think Grant Cardone is dead on this formula. We try to limit everything we do, and we just embarrass ourselves. Think of how much more you can do. Remember when you thought $1,000 in your bank account was a lot? Remember when you put 10 grand in there? Some of you remember that. And then I remember I put my 100 grand, and then I'm figuring my first million. It's just another zero. That's all it is. Period. Don't limit yourself. I remember the first time I had 6 figures in my bank account, I was in shock. I'm like, I've never seen this much money. I remember 10,000. I was blown away. Guys, I was broke right up until my early 30s. So I've tried it everybody's way. I'm going to try it a different way. I hunkered down and I did exactly what I'm teaching you here. So quantity, the next one, number 2, we said we needed 2 things. Quantity is number 1. Number 2, you need reps. Think about Michael Jordan shooting 1,000 free throws before every game or just after his practice. Why? It ain't fun. It sucks. But the more reps you get into something, the more of an education of the process of how it goes down. You get to hear every type of objection. And after a while, nothing phases you. Why? Because you've heard it all. And you're like, okay, here's one of 5 objections is going to come up. And you work through it. It's really, really simple. The whole thing's over at freewholesaling.com. There's no charge for it, guys. I mean, me and Zach literally do a public service for you. You can't get anyone else to do this. Everyone wants to take the money today. And I'm telling you, I play the long game. I'm a marathon wholesaler. Let me show you the skill sets. So if you have to get the reps in, that's how you get the practice. Rick, how do I get reps? You have to 10x the quantity. If you have a ton of quantity, you have opportunities. After you burn through thousands and thousands of conversations, you get this thing called the journey of wholesaling. And that's how you actually learn this business. But so many people go, oh, I want to cut to the front of the line. If I pay you 10 grand, 20, 30 grand, here's the really cool part. There's the one thing I've learned in wholesaling, and I want it to stick with you. Everybody goes on the same journey, regardless of how much money they pay. There's no shortcut. And any influencer or coach will tell you that there is no shortcut, period. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the reps. You have to do the homework of the person that you hired to do. If it's me, Zach, or anyone else. And a lot of you have a false expectation that wholesaling is going to be easy, and that's the problem. So you got to put in the reps. You can't stop the reps, and they got to keep going. And here's the best part is a lot of you guys want to stop when the reps are failing. And that's when you actually double down and keep going. Oh my God, I got rejected by 200 people today on the phone. Awesome. You're that much closer to a yes. And that's how you have to look at every one of them. Quantity, guys, and reps. If you get those two things, I can cure any problem you have in wholesaling. But if you don't want to increase the quantity, like 10x it, and you don't want to put in the reps, there's nothing anybody can teach you in wholesaling. And I'll show you. We hop on lives today. If somebody wants to walk through it, I got no problem doing it, man. If you can't put in the reps, I can't help you. Listen, nobody wants to do it either. Like I'm in the process of, I love lifting weights, but I'm less flexible than I want to be. I take 30 minutes every day at stretch. I hate every freaking minute of it. It's boring. I got ADHD. It's like the worst stress for me, and it hurts like hell. But I'm going to have to put in the reps at least 3 months till I even see the slightest progress. My progress is so like I've done it for 3 weeks now, and I don't even feel the progress. It's actually frustrating as hell. So if you look at wholesaling kind of the same way, you're going to go through phases. Most of you starting in the 0 to 5 phase, and you have to understand this. So let's face it, you're new to wholesaling. You're broke, but you're eager to win in wholesaling, and you're in the right mindset to do that. So here's what we're going to do. Most of you, as I said, I'm going to show up in here are the 0 to 5. Now, the reason I say 0 to 5 is you guys heard the analogy. I say, do you want to be on the JV or the varsity wholesaling team? Everybody has to start out on the JV. Very few make it to varsity. It's the truth, man. Don't shoot the messenger. I've been around 22 years. It's the absolute truth. Now, those of you that step up and get 5 deals, even if you got 5 under contract, I give you all the credit in the world. Boy, now we can do something with this, because most people come to 5, you go, Rick, I'm going to lose my mind because I've been out there driving for dollars. I've been doing everything, and we have to do it. So what do? In the beginning, we're just mostly focusing on government list and driving for dollars. If I only had to pick 2 sources to go out and get my message out, this is how I do it. Government list, where there's smoke, there's fire. If you don't know how to do this, go to freewholesaling.com. I'm not doing a government list one today. And be careful. There's a lot of people who want to sell you government lists, which check with your local cities, municipalities. It's actually illegal. I know everybody's got to work around on it. But when people sell it, they make it absolutely brutal for people like you and me. Because now every time we go in there, they assume we're selling it, and we're not. We're using it for for our own wholesaling list. So government list, driving for dollars. Now, to implore those, so the government list, driving for dollars, is getting your initial leads. There's like 9 different government lists. Go to freewholesaling.com if you want to find out on them all. I'm not going to go over every one in detail. Code violations, tax delinquencies, pre-foreclosures. It goes on and on. Evictions, divorce, you name it. Now, how am I going to connect with them? And we got to pick a marketing vehicle. In the beginning, keep it simple, keep it straight. We're starting in Pee Wee football here. We're just going to do run, dive, run, dive, run, dive, run, dive, and occasionally we'll pass. Okay, so if we're just going to do the run, dive technique, keep it simple. Cold calling, texting, door knocking, JVs. This is where 95% of your deals are going to come from in that 0 to 5. Remember, guys, you're in phase 1, 0 to 5. Now, here's the thing is, Rick, like, how long does it take to get to 0 to 5? I don't know. You tell me. If I tell you how long it takes me, then you're going to use that as your expectation. And we all have different skill sets. We all have different markets. And we all have different levels of urgency. So I don't give a crap how long it takes you. Remember, I teach marathon wholesaling. As long as you don't quit, you can keep going. If you quit, it's over. Very hard once you quit wholesaling to restart it back up. Honestly, I believe it's harder to do that sometimes than it is to start from zero, because you know how much work it's going to be. So 0 to 5. Now, if we understand that, I put 0 in question marks, as you guys need to understand you got to get to 5. Why do I say 5? Because the honest to God truth, if you get to 5, you've proven to me beyond a shadow of a doubt. And most importantly, it ain't about proving it to me or Zach. It's proving it to you. You get 0 to 5, you got some cojones, like, because you're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Knock on a door, do whatever. Now, I door knocked to get my first 5. Why? I didn't know what to do. I had horrid instructions. So one of the reasons why I teach you guys. Now, if we know that, then just get there. Get started. The first one's brutal. I'm the first to admit it. You don't know what you're doing, just bring it to it. Just get it done. 2, 3, and 4 to me are even harder. 5 is like, it's just like a godsend. You're like, crap, Rick told me 5 and I'm here. So we're at 5 now. We're in phase 2. Ready? Now, before we do that, this is the most challenging part. To go to phase 2 of your wholesale marketing, you have to keep phase 1, the 0 to 5. You have to keep it going. All that outbound marketing. And I know you're going to say, Rick, are you absolutely nuts? That's insanity. That was so hard. I don't want to keep doing it. Yeah, but you're at that critical stage, because now you've gotten some momentum, you've gotten some leads, and now you want to go do something completely opposite. And I get it. It's the physical work, the time, the stress. But I'm going to tell you what, you're going to have to bear down and you're going to have to keep doing it. Bear with me, because I'm going to give you options. And if you can survive this phase, this is when marketing becomes an absolute blast. So now what we're going to do is we are going to add inbound marketing to scale. Now, before this, everything we've done is simply outbound marketing. Okay. Outbound marketing is when you go out and just chase it all. You have to in the beginning. Like, deals aren't coming to you. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows you in the business, and you don't have any history. You don't have a rapport with anyone. You got to go out and get it. Once you start to getting in, especially when you get close to 5, then we can switch it. The key is you have to do them together, because a lot of people want to switch to inbound marketing and stop the outbound marketing. And then in 3 months, they have a huge gap in pay. Why? Because the blood dried up in the veins of your marketing machine, and you just thought you could just sit back and do inbound marketing. Now, inbound marketing is going to take a few months, 2 to 3 months, to really gain any traction. So you got 90 to 100 days, let's call it 120 days. Keep your stuff together. Outbound and inbound, it will push you to the limit. Now, full disclosure, when I switched to inbound, I stopped outbound, and it was an absolute nightmare. And I had real problems. And so I implore you, inbound and outbound, once you get to 5, keep them together. Once you get them both going, and then once your inbound marketing succeeds your outbound marketing, then you can make decisions. But then I'm going to implore you to go find someone to do some of that outbound stuff that you were doing yourself, because now you have the practical experience on what it looks like, what it costs, the time, the energy, the KPIs, and you can hire someone accordingly. You see, in the beginning of this live stream, we talked about you should never outsource your marketing if you haven't done it. And that's what I'm talking about. Once you get it, and they go, hey, Rick, how long? I don't know. Sometimes it's a year or 2. But I'm telling you, it will make you phenomenal, because you know exactly what the people's tendencies, you know how they're going to like cheat you. You know when someone's not telling you the truth. It's just easy. You already know the numbers. So if we do that, one of my favorite inbound ways to do this is real simple. I'm just checking the, what's up, Luca? How you doing? We don't make, you know what? We should, you know what? He's got a good point here. We should get like a flip with Rick or maybe an X Leads jacket for like a varsity, just a big X. Be kind of cool. We'll talk about it at the event. Yeah, I remember, like, I'm so old. I remember in high school, it's like wearing a varsity jacket was like, it was coveted. It was like, and I look back now, it's kind of stupid, but um, I don't know. I'm looking at a pile. I got about 250 X Leads hoodies here. I just got in. They just kind of came in, so I got to find a way. Maybe we have to distribute to all the winners on it. So, uh, um, okay, let me mark some comments here because you guys, you know, I get ADHD. This stuff starts like flying across my screen here. Okay, so we're gonna add inbound marketing. One of the easiest ways is, remember I talked in the beginning of this. I only teach techniques that fundamentally work over time. Now, I'm the first to admit I did RVM back in the day, 2014 to 18, and 2018 is when I had to stop because, well, I didn't have a choice. The fines were massive. RVM was basically when a technique where you could leave a voicemail without it ringing. It was honestly, it was phenomenal. It was so effective. They basically had to outlaw it, and I understand why. And that one worked phenomenally. But why I loved it, it had a fixed cost. It was extremely scalable, and I could do it over and over again. So whenever I look to add a technique, I'm going to ask three major things. Number one, what's the cost? Is it a fixed cost or is it variable or is it a market cost? Market cost to me, it's just, it's tough. You're taking a huge gamble on it. Number two, does the damn thing work? Does it work? Show me the proof. Show me how you do it and show me roughly the cost per leads and how effective it is. And number three, which is the biggest one of them all, is the damn thing legal? Is it about to be shut down? There's nothing worse than training on something 6-9 months a year and then have it outlawed. And that's been somewhat of the problem with texting to a point. So, guys, if I had to pick one, everything I just told you there, what if I could show you an event where, first of all, you're going to keep doing what you did. Don't stop what you already got deals on. If you made 100 grand on a deal, keep looking in that same spot. Now, what if I could show you a technique where you had a fixed cost, it was legal and was proven? Well, I'm just give it to you right here. I don't want anyone starting out with this technique, direct mail. You guys are majorly missing the point. It's 100% legal. It's a fixed cost and it gives you the volume you need. And most importantly, you can do it as a solo entrepreneur. Doesn't matter. Eventually you will need help with it. I promise you. I have people I got doing 10, 12, 15 deals a month. They're extremely consistent and they were extremely patient in the beginning. And you have to dial it in. You have to change some things and you have to understand that. So if you understand that, we can go from there. Now, I'm almost done here. So I just like direct mail. Why? It's a fixed cost. Can you imagine if we had to bid for direct mail? The only thing that goes up is the stamp. That's the stupid part of it. And it goes up like 2 to 3% a year. If I go over to pay-per-click or pay-per-lead, if there's a bunch of people chasing down the Port St. Lucie market, the bids go through up. And they play all these games. Ready for this? Well, we have a second tier of leads where we don't guarantee anyone and you pay like $35 a lead and you all have to fight for it. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. That's dude, sign me up. You got one for $10, $20? I mean, it's like they basically telling you up front they're selling you, I can't say the word, junk, crap, stuff that goes on the toilet. And you guys still buy it. I see why people do pay per click and pay per lead. But here's the problem, guys. Here's my problem with like a lot of influencers. They're like, this is hot. Let's do that. Oh, this is hot. Let's do that. Oh, this is hot. That's it. Why don't you find a product or a company you so believe in it, you burn the ships and go all in on it? And here's how me and Zach do it. We look for things that are fundamentally correct. Why? Because fundamentals always work, period. If you do something super trendy, you're going to die on that hill when you can't do it anymore. And that's the problem with it. So, bandit signs, like a lot of you guys overlook this. That is actually a type of inbound marketing. Now, I put it more in the hustle class, and I would definitely do it in the 0 to 5 category. But bandit signs, man, you can go nuts with them. Make sure it's legal in your city or county. Guys, listen, I've made a lot of money with bandit signs. And honestly, I did them out of frustration because I didn't know what to do. And the way I teach over at freewholesaling.com, I don't teach you how to go broke. Don't go buy 500 signs, pay for the shipping. You're going to be $2,000 out. Go get 10 or 15 signs and test them in small little markets around your area and get leads. And if you can get some deals on that, then make it a consistent pattern and keep doing it over and over. Networking. This goes without saying. Like if I have to go through all the type of networking, I would need 4 hours. This is how you get JVs. You go to your local RIA meetings, real estate investor associations. You go into the Discord, sacdiscord.com. You go into YouTube like this. You make comments. You connect with people. Try to go to like some live events. Just try not to buy all the crap there because it's junk. Okay. Listen, whenever you're sitting in a room with more than 1,000 people, they are under immense pressure to sell you something because the cost to run those events can be well over $1 million. So they have to get some sort of revenue in to offset it. So understand walking into and go, man, I had no idea I was going to walk away with a $10,000 package. If you see really nice stuff in huge crowds, it means they paid probably $1 million or $2 million to have you there, which means they expect to make $4 or $5 million back. You guys are going to pay it, nobody else. So, but networking, guys, most powerful networking is with real estate agents. And when I go to the real estate agents, I always talk about teaching them 2 ways. Number one, if you get a house that's run down, maybe you sold in the beginning and they ran it down, maybe they own a couple dogs, you call me on that property and I'll give you a cash offer and I'll pay your full commissions. The other one is if you've had a listing for 3-6 months and you can't get any offers on it, maybe there's a problem. Let's talk and see if I can help you get it sold before you lose the listing and pay your full commission. You see, no realtor is ever going to say no to those 2 approaches. Now, here's the third approach, which me and Zach don't teach at all. Let me call off of MLS because I'm a licensed real estate agent / wholesaler. Not only do you confuse the realtor, you confuse everybody involved. I just hate that technique. Can you get deals in that? I'm sure you can. But to me, it's kind of an oxymoron. And in the beginning, if you don't know how to talk to a realtor, which they all try to talk over you because they're so highly effective, they are never going to connect with you. And honestly, if you're not a licensed real estate agent, they never want to talk to you anyway. So, because you're not part of the club, but you can go be part of the realtor club. Most realtors, just so you know, are broke. They're beyond broke. There's almost more realtors than there are properties in this country. The whole realtor thing is about making money on the licensing and the fees. That's why they do it. That's why they let everybody in it. You can have a pot-bellied pig pass that test. It's never going to help you with your real estate transactions. I don't even think it helps realtors because realtors actually have to go learn how to do the business. So I find honestly, they might as well just make the real estate exam where you just take fingerprints, they run a background check, and then you just pay a big fat fee. The test is so stupid. I don't even know why and you can take it over and over with no penalty. So you're going to do networking. Networking going to be your title companies, your realtors, your probate attorneys, anyone you can connect with, property managers, estate sales, auction companies. I can go on and on. Bail bondsmen. It never stops. Your garage sales. I teach you how to do that at freewholesaling.com. The next one is if you do networking correctly, like Luca does, right, Luca? You're going to be a JV expert. And what's a JV expert? If I'm new, if I find a motivated seller and it's a great deal, but I have no idea how to take it down and I'm a little bit nervous and I really need this deal to work out because my wife's looking over my shoulder, dude, you can't go broke taking a profit and learning. Here's the key with JVs. If you're going to, first of all, make sure it's someone you connect with. And I want you to understand that is because if you connect with them, they can actually help you teach the business and a good JV person, someone like Luca, someone like Stan, anyone like that, Jason, there's a bunch of people in this business. Why? Because they're going to help you and talk. They're going to tell you what works, what doesn't work, and they guide you through the entire process. And to me, it's invaluable. I wish every influencer would do it this way, but no, they need to protect it. They need their money up front. So doing a JV. Now, if you ever want to flip on the side and be a JV specialist like the people I've talked about, then you got to learn to provide value first. The one thing these people all do well is they give you tools to go out and find motivated sellers. They give you lists, they give you skip trace lists, they give you areas. They can get all this stuff into xleads.com, and it's absolutely amazing. So if you understand that, if you want to get in JV, don't be one of these guys or gals that says, "Give out, bro, where's your cash buyers?" That line's old. We all know who taught that line. It's like the minute I hear it, I know exactly what you're doing. You just want to be a dispo specialist. Honestly, you're a really low end realtor when you go around just to do dispo. Dispo alone is not wholesaling. And wholesaling without marketing is 100% not wholesaling. You'll never survive. I've been in this business 22 years. I've yet to meet someone who survived any length of time without doing their own marketing or was at least in charge of it. But I guess if you want to hang your hat on one, you can do that, but you have to do that. So, guys, we all must understand this. Look at this. Look at this. This is absolute fact. It is gospel in wholesaling. Marketing is the number one skill set in all of wholesaling. But here's the best part is you don't have to take my word for it. Go around the horn and look at the people that are the absolute best in wholesaling. And most importantly, look at the ones who claim they are the best. Every one of them, if you research their background, came from wholesaling at one point or one time. Why? Because if you learn wholesaling first, the hardest skill set of them all to learn, it gives you the absolute upper hand on all marketing, all negotiations, and honestly, anything in real estate. Now, take a real estate agent, take a fix and flipper, take, I don't know, a person that does novation paperwork, because novations has nothing to do with wholesaling, and go teach them the creative finance people too that never learned wholesaling and tell them, hey, listen, go ahead and try wholesaling and see if you can make it work. It's 100% fail ratio. Why? Because it's hard to ask people to do what we do in wholesaling. Like we do what most people are scared as hell to do. And if you know that, if you can do that up front, everything's easy after that. But so many people want to tell you, hey, listen, I have a shortcut for wholesaling. You can do this technique or that technique. Guys, I don't know about you. If you're going to take a shortcut, you're going to pay a major, major price for it. So anyone tells you there's a substitute for wholesaling, number one, they probably failed at wholesaling. And number two, they're lazy as hell. Number three, I promise you they have something to sell you. So marketing, guys, is absolutely everything. Now, I'm going to add one more thing to it, and then we're going to wrap this up. We're going to take calls from you guys. Is you have to understand this. If you take marketing and you add resourcefulness, and by the way, resources are something you buy with capital. Resourcefulness is something you have inside of you, that it's what you do with those tools that make it work. Resourcefulness, in my opinion, it can't be taught. The only way I can teach resourcefulness is, number one, you have to be relentless. A relentless person constantly tries to solve a problem as many ways as they can until they get it right. That's the part of the learning part of wholesaling. But if you're not relentless, you have no shot at being resourceful. And resourceful is, I don't have a marketing department. I don't have an HR department. I don't have a finance department. If there's any questions, I have to solve them. So I came from a corporation with like 22 different departments. Whenever we had a problem, like, oh, you got to bring that to finance. You got to bring that to HR. You got to, you got to bring it to marketing. You got to bring it to sales. Here's as an entrepreneur, we're everything. There is all entrepreneurs have to be extremely resourceful. Because a lot of times we get questions like, crap, I don't know what to do. And you're so used to everybody answering it, your parents, your mom, your sister, your boss, other department heads. Guess what? You got to figure it out. Hey, what does that mean when I got a quick claim title? Am I okay to sell the property? I go, you know what? Let me get the information. Let me check with my team member. Let me make a phone call right now. I'll let you know right now. That's what resourcefulness is. A non-resourceful person will take that and go, I have no idea. Honestly, I don't even know if I can do this deal. I'll take the information. I'll get back to you in 2 weeks. Is that okay? Do you see the difference between resourcefulness and someone who just uses resources? Take resourcefulness with resources. It's unbelievable. And then if you add the marketing piece, you have the fundamentals of all entrepreneurial businesses, not even in wholesaling, anything else you do. But so many people want everything solved for them. And I'm here to tell you, you're going to have to learn to solve your problem. And resourcefulness, the only thing you get better is you get quicker at it because you get exposed to more. And the sooner you solve the problem, especially someone in an emotional state getting ready to make a decision on selling the rundown house, you have to be quick to deliver information because the longer you wait, the less the triggers pop and then it falls apart on you. So understanding that is we'll go for that. So let me just review real quick. You have two phases for marketing. So I did a real simple one. So number one, 0 to 5. You just have to bust your butt. You're going to have to do outbound marketing. You're going to have to crush it. Once you get and the two things you're going to need for that, quantity and reps. And guys, after that is we get to the next phase, which is phase 2 of scaling. Don't stop what's working. Add inbound marketing to your outbound marketing and just go crazy. Why? Because marketing is the absolute number one skill set all wholesalers can learn. Without it, you're just a cash buyer. In fact, you're most likely the wholesaling customer. I see people all the time that were really good at marketing once and they decided they don't want to do it anymore. It is a skill set that will deteriorate and fall apart. Why? I had a 3-year period once where I used the exact same direct mail piece, huge quantities, 20, 30,000 pieces a month, and I fell asleep at the wheel. I stopped getting creative and I depend on my printing company, and I just fell asleep at the wheel and our returns went down to nothing. There was shifts in the market and pricing. I was using those stupid Google images, and our number one complaint is stop flying the drone over my house. You're freaking me out. So we made a change, and I learned then I always have to pay attention to the feedback we get from our customers because that is always going to be the most important. So, um,